Quick pause in your regularly scheduled program. I just wanted to quickly announce that I will be hosting another exclusive group lesson at this date and time right here. Now, if you don't know how the lessons work, every participant gets their own 10-minute exclusive block to talk one-on-one with me, where I can answer any questions they have card magic, mentalism related. I can critique your sleights and effects, help you with effects, or any other questions you might have. Not only that, you get to watch the entire lesson and learn from all the different questions and subtleties and effects that I might go over while answering everyone else's questions. And to top it all off, at the end of every lesson there is a bonus 20-30 minute jam session where you jam with myself and all the other attendees. You get more opportunities to ask questions, and sometimes you even get some incredible bonus effects that I teach that I haven't taught anywhere else. Now, if you are interested in the next group lesson, make sure to go sign up at the link in the description. There are only 10 spots available, so spots will fill up quickly, so make sure you jump on it, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next lesson. What is good, guys? It is Reed, and welcome back to another video. Today we got Give Me a Breakdown episode 13, where we will be breaking down part 1 of the I Read Her Mind street magic video from Waterloo, Canada. Now, this is an older video back from like 3 years ago when I was in university filming some street magic in a smaller town nearby called Waterloo. There's tons of great stuff in this breakdown. We'll learn how to deal with spectators who aren't as excited about your magic and aren't quite as interested. I mess up a triumph in this video, so you'll get to see how I save that. And then you'll see my all-time favorite mentalism effect, and you'll get a bunch of great info and behind the scenes on all of those effects. So make sure you stay tuned. As always, guys, if you'd like to check out some private lessons, you can at the link below. And if you'd like to join my Mentalism membership, you can also check that out at the link below. I've just dropped an incredible brand new effect on that the other day, so go check that out. And without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. So this is a group that it's going to be a good little breakdown because they were not super responsive. They were kind of like not too, I don't know if they weren't into it as much as they were shy of the camera, and it definitely took a while for me to kind of crack them. And I think this is one of the performances where they didn't really crack much, so you'll kind of see like even, you know, some people, they're just not gonna give you those reactions, but there's definitely some stuff I could have done better here, so let's take a look.
Whatever.
Just take it. Yeah, all yours. All right, doesn't matter if we see, it's not that kind of trick. So write anything you want. I want you to make it unique, so you know there's no way that I could have another one of those, basically. And I believe this is just a classic transposition effect. The CQ.
It's supposed to be an R.
R? Oh. No, it's fine. It's whatever you want, man.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean,
make that stick a little longer.
Yeah, that's not quite what my duplicate looks like, but it's close. No.
Yeah.
It's close. Funny little line. You know, he's signing. I'm like, oh, that's not quite what my duplicate looks like, but it's good. I like that line. It's funny. All right, watch. So take your card here. Now, and that's a nice top change that you see basically right at the camera. Even then, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. It still looks pretty good, pretty invisible. Let's check it out again, but just a quick little top change. I actually do my transpo differently now, which, let's look at this top change and then I'll show you what changes I do now. Because again, this is like 2 years ago. Close enough. All right, watch. So take your card here. Now, that was a smooth, real quick top change. So what I'm doing in this video is essentially I need to switch or load this card with a card on top of it, right? This needs to be the bottom of the double. Their selected card needs to be underneath the duplicate. So what I used to do is top change it and then instantly place it on top of the deck, and then I can show them their double, right? Now I will, as they're signing the card, I'll flip the duplicate face up and get a break under it so it's on the top of the deck. When I take their card back, I'll place it face up on top of the deck, and then I can show it like this with their signature, and then I just have to turn it over and the double has already been achieved. So I like that a lot better. More streamlined, don't have to worry about the top change and all that. 2 diamonds, right? Yeah? 2 diamonds. Can you hold your hand out for me? Because then it's like, oh, you flip it down to flip it back up and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Take your other hand, put it on top. And what I'm gonna... So key when you're doing the transpo, you want to make them put their hand on top. Otherwise, people are going to want to peek. You know, they're going to want to look early. And this is something that I talked about in a recent How to Make Your Magic Better video about surprise in magic and how important that is. You can go check that out. I'll link it above. Surprise is key. So I don't want to telegraph too early what's going to happen, especially in an effect like a transpo. Because if you telegraph that, hey, the cards are going to switch places, their initial instinct and reaction is going to be to check. to see if it's happened yet, to make sure it hasn't, so they can see it actually feel like magic. But if you don't telegraph it, they'll have no reason to question that you took that 10 of diamonds and placed it in their hand, right? It looked so fair, so clean, yet you've switched it. So if I don't telegraph this, and I have him put his hands on top so that he won't peek, you know, sometimes I'll even hold their hands together, but that's really key. Because if you leave it like that, who knows, maybe it blows over, maybe they, you know, it's easy for them to take a look, maybe someone else reaches and takes a look. So that is key when you're doing the transpo, because you don't want them to look prematurely. In their head, they need to believe that their card is in their hand, your card is in your hand, and you do that by not telegraphing what's going to happen, because when you keep that secret from them, they will never make that jump until the end, once they realize what's about to happen, but the work's already been done at that point. So no matter what, they've already convinced themselves in their mind that's their card, and then you never touch it. If they've convinced themselves of that, then the magic only is going to exist in their brain only, because the work's already been done in the real world, and that's where you get truly incredible reactions. I'll take the next card we have in line here. So it's the King of Diamonds. All right, I'm going to do the same thing as you. Okay, so here, it's like I said, it's all presentation, guys. You know, it seems, you know, really clean, really fair at this point. I love to do something, you know, pretend like that something is making this happen. So I always do this little pulse thing like you're going to see in a second, but it's just super powerful. And even with my double lift, you know, I'd like to point out, you saw I did the little get ready where I pull up on the back of the deck. I don't often do that, but in performance, I often find myself resorting to that just like as a muscle memory thing. You know, you go back to what's easy, kind of sometimes when you're not thinking too much. So I did that here. And I don't think there's any problem with that, right? It's a quick get ready, and then I did the kind of Blaine double. And that's totally fine, guys. You know, do what's comfortable with you. I want you to focus on my hands. I'm going to focus on yours. Can you do this just an inch above, and kind of just kind of pulse? I know this is weird, but. And that's a great little subtlety. I didn't really draw much attention to it. Normally I draw more attention, but what I do is I have them pulse for a second, and then I look and I say, no, it didn't work yet. Okay, keep going. And that's just another convincer in their head that nothing's happened yet. So I look and I just miscall. I say, no, it didn't work yet. And then I do it a bit more, and then that's what's gonna make them feel like it worked. Now it worked. Whatever we just did made the card change, and you get a better reaction. It's weird, eh?
Yeah.
So what's funny here, I mean, there is the girl and the one guy across the table, they did react, you know, a good amount to this, but the other two were pretty quiet. A performance choice of mine is I always flick the card and turn it over. Like, I don't say, and the cards have changed, and then reveal it or something like that. I just let it settle in for them, right? It's such a self-explanatory effect, and when they see this, they know what's happened, and I find I get better reactions, and I prefer that. I think it took this guy a while for it to click in, because you see in his face, like when it hits him, and he's like, you know, how does that work? Which I think is kind of, you know, even though he didn't react, you see it, you know, inside he's really struggling, which I think is funny, and which is great. It's still a reaction, just in a different way. I am launching a brand new Mentalism masterclass on my membership right here on the channel. There are these staple books in Mentalism, but they don't get as much attention, and one of those books is called Practical Mental Magic by Theodore Anneman. But I understand that not everyone is a huge reader, and a lot of people struggle learning from books. So I am going to break down every single page, every move, every subtlety, every routine on video every single month from this book. Now, if you're someone who likes cards and wants to get into mentalism, or you're just a card worker, or you're a mentalist, experienced or inexperienced, this is the course for you. There are over 200 routines that you'll be learning in this course. I'll be teaching my variations, my handlings, and my key tips, including tips to update these into the 21st century. Now, this membership will be getting a minimum of 2 exclusive videos every single month, and there are already 5 videos up there right now, including one of my favorite effects in this entire book. To get access to these videos, you have to join the second tier of my membership. You're gonna learn some incredible effects. Let's try this here. Okay, I want everyone to take a view. So now we're gonna get a triumph effect, and this is my triumph that I always do. And I do actually mess this up a little bit. Something went wrong with my call, and I think I inserted a few cards back into the spread. And I left it in, you know, they still reacted to it, and you can kind of see how I handled this mess up, right? Let's watch.
It's the card game.
Okay, what I want you to do is give these a special shuffle. So mix them face up and face down. Don't keep them all the same way, okay? Really mix them.
This is the moment I love the most about this triumph, you know, just being able to hand out the deck and have them shuffle it face up and face down as crazy as they want. They have that lasting image and that feel of mixing the cards that I love. It's just unmatched.
Make it real messy.
Sure. Please repeat the instructions.
Just mix them up however you want. Let's see, like, you guys are doing a good job. Exactly. So it's a total mess, and then just put them all together for me. Perfect. Brilliant. Wonderful. So I want you guys to remember this image right here. Okay?
Yeah, got it locked in.
See how much of a mess this is?
Yeah.
That's important because in a second, hopefully, at least, you're not gonna believe it, right? Here's what we'll do. I want you to see, again, one more time, that all these cards, we have face-up cards, we have face-down cards, total mess, right? All in different directions. Now I need someone to choose one.
Now I know it looks pretty good, but I wasn't the greatest at the call here. At least I don't feel like I was. I mean, it looks pretty smooth watching it back, so I don't want to be too critical, but this was 2 years ago, and I definitely have gotten, you know, quite a bit more proficient. Like, I do make a mistake here. This was early on, like one of the first few times I was performing when I would do an effect that required you to call the entire deck, or I guess half the deck you would say. But I understand why I went wrong, you know. It was one of my first times doing an effect like this, and I had just, you know, recently created this, the way I do this triumph, so.
One of these cards.
Actually, you got me.
All right, just reach in and just touch, or take out anyone. It could be face up, it could be face down, doesn't matter.
That one.
Take it out, show everyone.
Okay.
I know my handling has changed now a bit too, but so far it's pretty similar.
Doesn't matter if we that wouldn't be bad. All right, take it back.
Oh yeah, I want this.
Okay, I want you to leave it in here, wherever you want.
Okay.
Just leave it sticking out a bit though.
With
so
the
we can follow
A.
it.
Yeah,
Right there. So we'll leave it so you can see it. You can see it there, right guys? Right? Okay, watch. I'll show you one last time
Oh, it's on.
the condition.
I love that subtlety. If you have the decks set up in a certain way, that is usually how you'd have a triumph set up just before you do the final half pass. You can do this beautiful display. If you just dribble the cards in a zigzag like that, it just looks fantastic. I mean, the deck's pretty much completely fixed, but it looks like an absolute mess if you watch again.
One of those cards, right? Face up, face down, total mess. But if I'm lucky, your card, I don't really know. It's probably around maybe here or something. Could be face up, like the 6 of clubs. Could be face down, like these cards.
And again, I've also changed, like in that, well, the way I do the half pass, I say, oh, it could be face up like this, or it could be face down like that, and I just flip it on top. Now what I do is I say it could be face up like this, or it could be, you know, face down like this. You do kind of like a Stuart Gordon, sort of, you know, when you kind of go like this with your double. And if you do that with a face down packet, as you turn your hand face up, it actually puts it the same way, and then you can place it right back on top of the deck. Right, so if I flip this face down, so these are face to face, and I take this packet and I Stuart Gordon it and put it on top, you don't get that flip moment right in front of everyone, and it just looks like you put the deck right on top of each other. So that's what I do now.
If we wait a second, snap, if I'm lucky, all of the cards.
So as you can see, all the cards fix themselves except for this big chunk at the end. So let's see how I handle it.
Except for one. Hopefully that's the one though.
Yeah! Oh my gosh! Wait.
They didn't all quite fix. I didn't wait long enough, but yours was alone. You know, that's pretty.
So you can see, like, still gets good reactions. You see the girls on the end super puzzled. You know, in reflecting, I think what happened here is, you know, even though it didn't quite work, I used a nice little line just saying, oh, you know, I didn't quite wait long enough. But I also, you know, my mistake was savable in the sense that it was just a small packet that was the wrong way, and then all the rest of the deck was fixed with their one card turned the other way, so it was still obvious which one their card was. And the fact that most of the cards fixed and that there's one card that was, you know, among the chaos that is actually still their card, they still found that impressive, right? From Magician, we might think, oh, that went wrong. But from the audience, hey, he still found my card. It's still a find a card trick at the end of the day, and I found the card, right? Imagine nothing fixed itself. I'm like, and everything fixed itself, and it's still just as messy as it was at the beginning. If I reach in and pull out her card, and find their card, they're still going to have a reaction, even if the triumph part didn't work, right?
You good?
Oh my god.
And now we're going to wrap this up with one of my all-time favorite effects. This is Wiki Test by Mark Kirstein. Can't even begin to describe how much mileage I've got out of this effect and how powerful it is. You know, this is one of the effects. Performance rights are reserved on this, so I've talked to Mark about all the footage of Wiki Test that I've used, so he's allowed me to post this performance, but just absolutely clean, killer, mind-reading effect. Let's check it out.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Taylor, come around the other side. I don't even want her to think you're helping me, nothing like that. Talia, I don't want you to see, you take this all the way to yourself in that corner, so there's no way anyone could see.
So there definitely is a process here that goes to, without giving too much away, that goes to getting things where you need to get them, getting things prepared, but it's super clean, super well justified, a ton of different ways to do it. So that's what I cut out here. Just that as, you know, it's part of what you need to cut out if you want to post this online, and obviously for method protection. So a little something went on, but it's just part of the performance, really. They just think I'm just talking through things, explaining, setting up the routine, basically. And it's a nice little premise, too.
What you're doing, okay? You see the little search magnifying glass? I just want you to search anything you want. A person, a place, a thing, whatever. Okay?
Okay.
And this is genuine. She didn't write it, she didn't say anything, nothing like that. She's genuinely, this is the first time she's thinking of something.
Keep it close to yourself, though. Hold it close so that no one can see. Okay. All right. Now, this is crazy, but what I'm gonna have you do next is just give a scroll in a second. Don't do it yet, don't do it yet. Just give a scroll. You're gonna go to you're gonna end up on a random paragraph. I just want you to think of a word that you see in the paragraph.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Just swipe.
The word first?
Yeah.
No. Scroll.
Swipe.
The word. Oh.
And then find a word in the paragraph.
Okay. Got it.
You got one?
Yeah.
All right. Lock your phone. Perfect.
And that's it. That's really as clean as this effect is. I am going to be able to deduce both of those pieces of information. It is a pricey app. It is iPhone only, but it is highly, highly worth it. Great effect. You'll get a ton of mileage out of it. And it's probably the best mind reading effect you can do, in my opinion, just in terms of sheer power to being surefire, right?
Okay, let's start like this. So you search something and then you're thinking of a word. I want you to focus on the first letter of that word.
Okay.
An S?
Sorry.
S.
Right, S.
Okay, you scared me. S. Okay.
And what I cut here is a small ploy that you use to get the first letter of the word that they are thinking of from the article. So one word they search, and the other word they scroll, and they think of a random word in the article. They literally think of it. They don't say it. They don't, you know, stop on it, touch it, nothing. They just look at the page and think of a word. And I use a ploy in this case for the method that I choose to do this with to get what that first letter is from her word. But it makes it feel like I'm guessing. So I just removed that ploy from the edit.
Oh, I messed up.
That's okay, so no big deal.
And it's genius because it actually makes the spectator feel like they made a mistake rather than you asking for what the letter is.
So S. Person, place, or thing. I think you did go with a noun. Person. You went with a person, yeah.
So at this point I know what both words are and the rest is all performance.
There's my notepad here.
Sleight of hand, eh?
That was funny.
I dropped the notepad and she goes, sleight of hand, eh? Like, that was pretty funny. Can't lie, that was a good one.
Okay, person, S. Let's go for they must have a last name. Let's go for the initials. S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, H, I, J, H, I, J.
I love that. I use that all the time when I'm doing reveals. I'll say the alphabet, I'll go a few past their letter, and then jump back a few before their letter, and then they'll see them start to smile because they know you're honing in on their letter, and then you hit them with it. Great reveal.
J. SJ. Who is our mystery SJ? It's a male. Okay. What kind of phone is that?
12
But what's the brand?
Apple.
What's the brand? Apple?
Apple.
Apple SJ. Steve Jobs?
Yeah. Whoa.
It's crazy, right?
That's so
Well, you know what's more crazy?
What I love doing with this, and you know, I'm 50-50 on whether this gives better reactions. Sometimes I don't think it does, and it's totally situation dependent. It's just sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I do love to do it because I know for the second reveal, I'm just going to do a classic, like, you tell me the word, I have it written down, you know, hard-hitting reveal. But I do like to try to get everyone involved, so I'll start to drop hints. Like I'll drop the initials. Here I did like the hint that it's Apple. And I try to get everyone to clue in at the same time as me that it's Steve Jobs. Or even ask someone, you know, does anything SJ Apple come to mind for you? And like almost have someone else do the mind reading. I like to do wiki test that way. You know, you don't have to, but I think it's a nice little change up in the reveals.
Crazy. That's like 1 out of 6 something million, but
Yeah.
the word is 7.5 billion or whatever, right? And you're just thinking of the word. You just scrolled and you're just thinking of it. All right, I want you guys to see this, but I don't want her to see this. That's a terrible, sorry.
And I love this moment's so beautiful, and I always try to do this with wiki test, where I have everyone else like see me going through the process of writing this down. This is great for any reveal where you know what is in their head already. You have people literally watch you write down and scribble something out, and they see those kind of behind the scenes of you guessing, and they all know what the word is supposed to be, so now you can have them reveal it verbally. Instead of the way a lot of magicians do it, well, they'll write it to themselves, and then they'll have the spectator reveal it, and then they'll reveal it to everyone. This way, everyone's in on it, except the one person, so they see like, no, there's no switches, nothing changed, it's legit. The audience member names it, everyone freaks out, and then you show the spectator and they also can freak out.
I'm having second thoughts.
So I love like how they get to watch me go through this process.
You can read that? It's a little ugly.
Yeah.
Think of the there's a D in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got it, guys. What do you think? What's the word?
Advantages.
Oh my gosh! How in the world? How do you get both of those? I really thought that word he wouldn't have guessed.
But are you
Great
actually
job.
reading her mind, or is there a trick? It's like I need to know.
Well, I will let your mind run wild.
So as you can see, absolutely killer reactions from Wikitest. She asked me, are you actually reading minds, or is there a trick? Which is a question you'll get a lot as a mentalist. Up to you how you answer that. If you want to be ambiguous, that's usually where I like to stay ambiguous. So I just said, I'll let your mind run wild. And I think that's the best way to answer it. So another great breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you learned something. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. Another one that was absolutely jam-packed. I love some of the information at the end here about giving reveals and how to, you know, make your reveals hit harder in mentalism. I love how you get to see, you know, when a trick goes wrong, and then also with the transpo, seeing different ways to handle it, how I used to handle it versus how I've updated it. So guys, if you like these kind of videos and you'd like to see more, make sure you hit that like button. If you'd like to check out a private lesson, you can at the link below. Join my Mentalism membership, guys. Great value there. Join the Mentalist tier at the link in the description. And with all that said, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.